It has been a few days, but with that, our Storm Watch coverage continues. Hey, Amanda Weldon along with you. We've got watches, we've got warnings, still widespread. The wind in Newfoundland, that will be your main point of interest. But in areas like the Maritimes, we are still seeing some snow, some freezing rain potential, and flash freeze as well. And with that being said, of course, our live coverage continues out there as well in the Maritimes. Chris Sinclair as well as Kyle Britton, even to the point, Maritimers, we love you guys, even to the point where they were asked. Well, Chris, I hope you enjoy. I believe it's going to be 8:45 Eastern time that you're going to catch up with the mayor. Okay, let's get into the weather now. What's going on in the Atlantic for everyone else who's not having tea or coffee? We have got that warm front lifting on through. Brought a lot of ice pellets for areas like Fredericton as it headed north further than had been expected earlier. But in our forecast, we were seeing that freezing rain throughout Moncton, and on the back end, as you can tell, still snow in the mix. The Avalon, we definitely missed the mark with this one, but we are still talking some of that snow, northern parts 20 to 40 for the south, around the shores, that 30 to 50, the Avalon just 10, and then 50 to 75 still for southern edges. Okay, because rainfall warnings are still in place when you are talking about 75 millimeters of rain, 50 millimeters of rain. We are also talking about those wind warnings as well as freezing rain warnings. And freezing rain is probably the reason why, or rather flash freeze warnings, this is probably the reason why we are in storm watch right now, because with temperatures changing so drastically, so quickly, the flash freeze can create icy conditions on those roads just like that. And I believe Fredericton has dropped around 10 degrees so quickly. We look at 24 degrees drop in 24 hours when it comes to those flash freeze marks. Look at the dichotomy here too. Moncton minus 10, feeling like minus 18, but then we have above that freezing mark for areas in PEI, Nova Scotia, as well as Newfoundland. Ontario not escaping the cold just yet, as a lot of your temperatures are well below that freezing mark. Your local forecast starts right now. Widespread gusty winds over 100 kilometers per hour, blowing snow, blizzard warnings, and flash freeze. That's what we're talking, and that's why our Storm Watch coverage continues. Hello, good morning. Amanda Weldon along with you. We're going to catch up with Chris Sinclair as well as Kyle Britton. Our field coverage continues, and check this out too. This is why we love you guys so much here at the Weather Network. Thanks so much, Chris. Now that low has continued to lift towards the east, that warm front as well with that. So it carries the ice pellets as well as the freezing rain. Look at this warm sector behind that warm front, ahead of that cold front. That's where we're seeing all of the rain. However, this will transition as that low continues to move, spinning counterclockwise, ushering in cooler conditions, and we'll see some of those flurries flood into Newfoundland. But we kind of missed the mark in Newfoundland when it came to this storm, unless you were talking about gusty winds up and over the 100-kilometer-per-hour range. As for parts of the Maritimes where the brunt of the system really hit, northern edges of the province of New Brunswick, still more to fall. 20 to 40 in the Gaspé when we're talking 30 to 50. We also are talking about blizzard warnings because with those gusty winds, it's going to be blowing that snow around. Towards the south, more rain to fall as well. That's why you didn't see the snow on the map there. And for Nova Scotia, another 30 to 50, 50 to 75. With that being said, we have got rainfall warnings in place. It's going to continue throughout the day today. Talking about those gusty winds, widespread, that 100-kilometer-per-hour range, that is a damaging range. It is going to ease in through the overnight hours, and then another front passes in through Tuesday, and 80-kilometer-per-hour range, that's what we'll be talking about. But this, I think, is the big reason why we continue to be in storm watch. We've got a flash freeze warning. So I don't know if you guys have seen this one in a long time, but it's when temperatures fall so quickly. We've got all of that rain, that freezing rain, that coat on the ground, and it flash freezes so quickly on the road. So it's going to be a messy one out there. Looking at the temperatures quickly throughout the east, we remain cold in Ontario and Quebec, but wherever you are, your local forecast now. Good morning, good morning. Your Weather Watch continues. This is The Brief. Amanda, Kelly, Chris, along with you. Well, that sure was a storm on the weekend for the east.
Yes, indeed. I think for the most part it lived up to the forecast, and we're going to break this down. We've got lots of video to share with you and where it's going next.
I think forecasters are happy that this storm is coming to an end. It certainly caused a little bit of headaches for forecasters, for meteorologists, but it certainly delivered. We have some great visuals to show you out of southern Ontario.
And we're going to take you out to Hamilton as well, Kelly.
It was easy to shovel. The bad news was, though, it could really reduce visibility. You saw some of those totals out towards the Gaspé near 50 centimeters of snow. So now that the snow is done, what are we talking about here, Kelly? So that kept some of the highest snow totals out of Fredericton, but areas further north, Bathurst got absolutely battered with this, and now we're seeing
the Super Blood Wolf Moon. You guys, that's my new band name.
It's a bit of a tongue twister trying to say that 5 times fast. But one of our meteorologists here at the Weather Network, Carrie, she shot these amazing photos. You can see them at weatherandsky.com as well.